the remarkable legacy of Sri Mohan Hemadiji. His passion and dedication shaped Surmandal, an organization that has played an instrumental role in enriching the cultural landscape of Hyderabad with classical music for over 5 decades. It is truly a momentous event as we come together to honor not just his contributions, but also the values of love, devotion, and artistic excellence that he had held dear. Surmandal, founded in 1969 by Mohan ji and his close friends, has been a beacon for Indian classical music in Hyderabad. Mohan ji's vision was simple yet profound, bringing the beauty of Hindustani classical music to the hearts of the people. Since its inception, Surmandal has hosted a plethora of prestigious concerts, featuring legendary artists such as Pandit Ravi Shankar ji, M.S. Subbalakshmi ji, Gana Saraswati Kishori Amankar ji, Ustad Bismillah Khan ji, and Ustad Allah Rakha ji, to name just a few. It is through these performances that Surmandal nurtured both an appreciation for classical music and the growth of young artists, many of whom, like Pandit Ronu Majumdar ji, Pandit Kumar Bose ji, Sanjeev Abhyankar ji, Mandolin Srinivas ji, Shankar Mahadevan ji, have now become luminaries in their fields. The absence of Mohan ji, who passed away in October 2023, is deeply felt by all of us. He was more than just a promoter of classical music. He was the heart and soul of every Surmandal concert. For many in the audience, attending a concert meant not only experiencing the magic of music, but also the opportunity to meet, read, and thank you Mohan ji, whose warmth and humility touched everyone. His passing has left an irreplaceable void, but it is the unwavering support from Surmandal's members and well-wishers that has kept this noble mission alive. As we begin this Mahotsav, we dedicate each concert as a humble prayer and tribute to the memory of Sri Mohan Hemadiji and his devoted wife Anuradha Hemadiji. Surmandal completed 54 glorious years Surmandal completed 54 glorious years under Mohan ji's leadership, and it is now up to all of us to carry forward his legacy. The responsibility is great, but with the love and support of the Surmandal family, we are confident that we will continue to honor his vision and keep the flame of classical music burning bright in Hyderabad. So before we proceed further, I'd like to take a moment to introduce myself. I'm Sri Pooja, a Surmandal member, and I'm deeply honored to serve as your MC tonight. We have a delightful evening of music ahead, beginning with Santoor recital by Dr. Shantanu Gokhale ji, and concluding with a soulful vocal recital by Vidushi Aarti Anklikar Tikekar ji. So it's now time to begin this event on a bright note with the ceremonial lighting of the lamp, for which we'd like to invite our distinguished guests, Sharmila ji, who is the eldest daughter of Mohan ji, to please join us on stage. We also request Dr. Krishna Puttaparthi ji, who has come all the way from the US. He's a very close friend of Mohan ji. We request you to please join us on stage. We request Rajendra Kelshikar ji, who has come all the way from Pune, who is also a very close friend of Mohan ji, to please join us. We have Samamurthy ji, who is the auditor of Surmandal, and the kind of support he has provided us in the background is invaluable. So we request you to please join us on stage. And we also request Dhananjay Gokhale ji, Shantanu ji's father, to please join us on stage. We request Siddharth ji, Nagesh ji, Kini ji to please join us along with the guests. we request our audience to please stand up for a minute as a mark of respect for Shri Mohan Mitra ji.
Oh yeah, very good.
Thank you. Please be seated. I now request Siddharth Hemadi ji to speak a few words before we commence this event.
Good evening, music lovers of Hyderabad. My name is Siddharth Hemadi, son of Mohan Hemadi ji. When I take Dad's name, though it's been exactly a year today that we've lost him, I have not been able to address him as late Mohan Hemadi, as I feel his presence around us wherever there is music, and his presence is always felt by, I think, each of us at every concert of Surmandal. Today, the 19th of October holds a special place in our hearts for us as a family. Today was the day last year when Papa left us and decided to join Mom, having spent 6 years with each other before embarking on their respective final journeys. Just a week ago, precisely on the 12th of October, Dad would have turned 88. And when Shantanu Bhai called and spoke about the idea of this event, I think we were left with two thoughts. One was whether to mourn him on his first year since he's gone, or to celebrate his life. And knowing Papa, life was music and music was always a celebration for him. So here I stand addressing this lovely audience to celebrate 88 years of my father, Mohan Hemadi ji, and also 54 years of the organization closest to his heart, Surmandal. Mohan Mitra Mahotsav, which is being organized jointly by Mitra Foundation-Pune and Surmandal, as I mentioned, was suggested by Shantanu Bhai as a tribute to Hemadi ji, which was gladly accepted by us. And I'd like to thank Shantanu Bhai for this wonderful initiative. I wouldn't be doing justice if I didn't take the name of one person who was standing with me from the moment Dad left us, our very own dear Nagesh ji, of course. He was one person with whom Dad would speak to or meet every single day, and was probably the biggest strength Surmandal had, biggest strength Dad had, because of whom every concert would go on seamlessly. And I'm so glad that I am privileged to have his unending support with me like Dad always had. Thank you, Nagesh ji, for everything you do so passionately for Surmandal, and for standing with me and giving me the confidence and courage to continue the legacy of Mohan Hemadi ji. Without taking any further time, I'd like to thank all the audience who've been the biggest support for Surmandal during Papa's time, and I do hope we continue to get the same support from all of you. Aarti ji, as I remember, was first introduced by Hemadi ji about 40 years back in Hyderabad at a concert at Hotel Kakatiya in Nampally, followed by a baitak at the residence of Dr. M.S. Deshpande, who was also a founding member of Surmandal and one of the closest friends of Papa. I'd like to thank Aarti ji for accepting our invitation over just one phone call and continuing the close relationship that she has shared with Mom and Dad over the last so many years, and extending the same comfort to us as well. Shantanu Bhai, thank you very much again for this initiative, and I'm hoping that we make this, an annual calendar event for many more years to come to celebrate the contribution and life of Mohan Hemadi ji. Thank you so much.
So I just take a small moment to thank all the sponsors for making this event possible. We'd like to extend our sincere thanks to Mitra Foundation-Pune, Entod Pharmaceutical, VRVS India, and our sincere thanks to Bharat Forge Kalyani, Claus India, Fleet Guard by Filtrum, and our special thanks to JNA FAU management and staff for offering this beautiful venue for the concert. I know we are all waiting for the concert to begin. So we have a Santoor recital by Dr. Shantanu Gokhale ji, and he's accompanied by Shri Mayank M. Bedekar ji on tabla. Here's a short introduction of the artist. Dr. Shantanu Gokhale ji was born into a family with a deep appreciation for music. Dr. Shantanu Gokhale ji embarked on his classical music journey at a very young age. He trained extensively under the tutelage of Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma ji, absorbing the finer nuances of the maestro's signature Santoor style. Known for his mastery of Drupad-inspired alaps, the intricate use of slides, and complex rhythmic patterns, Shantanu ji's performances beautifully encapsulate the soul of each raga, weaving an immersive and authentic musical experience. And this evening, we have Shri Mayank M. Bedekar ji on tabla. He is a distinguished tabla artist who began his musical journey at the age of 4. Having studied under eminent gurus including Tal Yogi, Padma Shri Pandit Suresh Talwalkar ji, he has developed a unique style that blends traditions from several gharanas. Mayank ji is a A-graded artist of All India Radio and has performed at prestigious festivals both in India and internationally. He is also a skilled accompanist and solo performer, sharing the stage with renowned classical musicians. Beyond performing, Mayank ji imparts his knowledge to students worldwide, continuing the legacy of Indian classical music. Without further ado, I hand over the stage to our artist. Thank you so much.
Good evening and namaskar, and welcome to the Mohan Mitra Mahotsav. When we decided to do this celebration, and the reason I say celebration is because every time a great soul passes, I remember the words of my Guruji, who told me that when a person has lived a full life and he or she passes on, it's a cause for celebration and not sorrow, because that person has touched many lives and leaves behind cherished memories. And what better way to celebrate Mohanji's life than through music? And Mohanji was a true Mitra of music and musicians, music connoisseurs. I first met Mohanji in 2018, but it seemed as if I had known him for my whole life, because he had a close association with my grandfather for over 50 years, and that association continued with my father and then with me. And I'm proud to say that he was a friend, guide and mentor to me in many ways. Mohanji, you are here with us. Whenever Indian classical music is presented in Hyderabad, it will be through you. And when I was thinking about what to play today, I remember having a conversation with Mohanji back in late 2019, just before the pandemic. And he told me that he has listened to many renditions of my Guru, Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma, with whom he shared a great bond, a great friendship of many years. But he used to say that the way Shivji presents the South Indian or the Carnatic rags which were imported into the Hindustani system, especially on the Santoor, which is a Kashmiri instrument, leaves a very different impact. And hence I will also be presenting a Carnatic imported rag known as Charukeshi. And Charukeshi is a beautiful melody because it is very lively, but there is a small bit of pathos in between, and then again it transitions into liveliness and joy. I think that is what we are experiencing with the passing of Mohanji. We remember the joyous moments we spent with him. There is a little bit of pathos of his passing, but again there is a silver lining of joy, of happiness, of music. So Rag Charukeshi, a short alap followed by 3 compositions. The first one will be in Rupak Tal of 7 beats, and the next 2 compositions will be in Teen Tal of 16 beats. I am happy to have Mayank Bedekar accompany me on tabla. He is here all the way from Goa, and he will be accompanying RPG as well. Rag Charukeshi. Thank you.
what an incredible start to the Mohan Mitra Mahotsav. A big round of applause for our talented artists once again. Now it's time to proceed with the honoring of our artists, for which we'd like to request Dr. Prakash ji, the founding member of Surmandal and also a very close friend of Shri Mohan Hemadi ji, to please grace the stage. And we also request Pratima Dutt ji, who is daughter of Dr. Prakash ji, to please join us on stage.